So the debate starts, and we're having this wonderful comparative discussion about whether Caitlyn Jenner is greater than Moses or even greater than Jesus Christ. And finally they come to me, and I say, I don't understand what Caitlyn Jenner is doing that's heroic. And I neglected to mention one part of the story. The person they'd sat next to me, because Jerry Springer producer, the person they'd sat next to me was a transgender woman named Zoe Tur, who used to be Bob Tur, who outweighed me by about 30 pounds and had a voice at least an octave lower than mine. So we're having this discussion, and I say, I don't understand what's so heroic about what Caitlyn Jenner has done. And he says, you don't know anything about genetics, little boy. And I said, well, I know enough to know that every cell in Caitlyn Jenner's body has a Y chromosome in it, with, ironically, the exception of some of his sperm cells. And he says, well, you really don't know anything about genetics. He just keeps repeating this, little boy, you don't know anything about genetics. And finally I said, well, what are your genetics, sir? And it was the sir that set him off. And so this is live on national television. He reaches over and he grabs me by the back of the neck. And national TV, you can go online, you can see the tape. It's interesting. It was more interesting when you were part of it, let me tell you. He reaches over and grabs me by the back of the neck, and he says, if you don't cut that out, you're going home in an ambulance. And I thought to myself, first of all, you don't go home in an ambulance. But what I said was, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political conversation. And the point of the story is not that I'm a jackass, okay? I might be, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that the other people on the panel, all of them, universally, didn't say to Zoe Tur, take your hands off that person. You don't get to commit acts of physical violence if you disagree or are offended by something. The universal response of the entire panel was, how dare you say that to Zoe? You knew that you were going to offend Zoe, which is, of course, when I said facts, that's when I said facts don't care about your feelings. And so I said, okay, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not interested in changing the facts of the situation to fit Zoe Tur's feelings.